So can Vitor Roque fix the effectiveness problem at Barcelona? The reason why we are questioning this and the reason why this is a big deal is because Barcelona simply don't have the capacity to score a lot of goals. Barcelona is in bad form, and the only reason why we're even questioning this, whether Vitor Roque could be the savior to FC Barcelona, it is because of what Xavi has said this past week, and I quote, "We have to be one of the least effective teams in Europe. Even though we're one of the teams that create the most chances, we have given the confidence to the players to be more effective." Then he continues, "We have to be one of the teams with the worst finishing in Europe. I'm very frustrated today." So if you guys have been following Xavi Hernandez and the way that he does speak to the media, you would know that Xavi Hernandez never spoke to the media in this way. And to be honest, he's not lying. He is telling the truth. You can even see through his body language during the games how much he is upset when he sees all of these chances being created, but ultimately coming down to one conclusion: not scoring goals at all, not taking advantage of your opportunities. So can you imagine, right? And I understand the frustration of Xavi, right? Because can you imagine if you game plan everything, you get everything 100%, you say this is what we're going to be doing, this is going to be the roles of these players, this is also going to be the way that we structure defensively and offensively, but only in the end, your whole plan just falls flat because your players simply could not finish. Let's look at some further stats regarding SofaScore, and this is what they have said. Despite Barcelona having the most big chances in the top 5 leagues this season, which is a total of 64, their big chance conversion rate is only 31%, which is only 76th best in the ranking. They have also stated that Barcelona are the team with the most missed chances in the European top 5 leagues this season. They also wanted to speak about Lewandowski and how bad he has been for Barcelona in the past few months, and this is what they have stated. Lewandowski is the player with the most expected goals in La Liga this season, with a 10.91 expected goal rate, and he has only scored 8 goals. For context, Bellingham is the current top scorer in La Liga, and his expected goal rate is only 6.80, and he has 12 goals scored so far this season. So it shows you that Lewandowski was expected to score more than 10 goals by this time, but he only has 8, and that's very alarming because historically Lewandowski has always been a player that exceeds his expected goal rate. Like for example, if he had an expected goal rate of 12.9, he probably would have had 16 to 17 goals by today, but that is not the Lewandowski that we are seeing at Barcelona today. So everything is quite clear. There's no way that we could sugarcoat this problem that Barcelona have, and Xavi's message is very much clear. It's a heated statement coming from the coach, and he is directly pointing at the problems, which also means that he's directly pointing at some players, and that is Lewandowski and Rafinha and some other players in this Barcelona squad that are not doing their job. So for some reason, right, some things have changed in the perspective of Xavi and how he does approach the media, because he criticizes much more. Let's remember that not too long ago, even in the game against Antwerp, after that match was over, this is what Xavi had to say: "I don't like to criticize my players. I don't think it's positive, but they have to cheer up. They have more than what they are showing. Again, we have some important individual mistakes here tonight. Last Sunday, we played a good game. Tonight, the feeling is not good." So you can see that he was much more sugarcoating things, and he was saying that I'm not here willing to criticize my own players. But in the most recent statement after the match against Valencia, Xavi Hernandez was very frustrated. Something has changed. Things have shifted. And I think that all of us, even the fan base of Barcelona, Xavi Hernandez, the people within the club, they're dying to see a Barcelona team that can capitalize off of their opportunities. And let's even back this up even more, because players like Frankie, Pedri, and Gundogan, they have been doing their job. They know how to create. They do their job very well. And one of the players that is able to create the most, it is Pedri. If you look at this graph here, you can see that in the bottom it says key passes per 90. The more far right you are, the better you are in key passes per 90. And then you can see on the line that points up, that is the expected assist per 90. The higher you are in the expected assist per 90, the better you are. And just look at where Pedri is at. Pedri is all the way up there in the top right corner, beating all of these other players that we see here in the bottom left. And that is insane. You're telling me that Pedri is better than Florian Wirtz, Musiala, Modric, Bruno Fernandes, Pizzi? We can even see Gundogan, Joshua Kimmich, a player that we want. Rodri is also there. Again, that's insane. So Pedri is someone that knows how to create and create a lot of key passes, right? He's averaging, I think, 1.7 or 1.5 key passes per 90. That's really good. And you would assume, right, looking at this graph here, that Pedri has a lot of assists by this time and by this point of the season, but he doesn't. He literally has no assist, and the reason why is because Barcelona don't know how to score. He lays off all of these amazing passes, but only for those opportunities to turn into dust, and that's a shame. And that is why we bring in Vitor into the picture. This is the reason why we question, can can Vitor Roque fix the effectiveness of Barcelona, like what Xavi Hernandez has been talking about multiple times to the media? And here's the thing. I think that Vitor Roque will come in January and complete Barcelona. Now, really pay attention to what I'm saying here. I think that Vitor Roque will complete Barcelona, but not save and carry Barcelona. He's going to complete it, meaning that he'll put the cherry on top. He's not going to be everything to Barcelona. He's not going to be the player that creates, assists, scores, dribbles, takes the ball in deep areas, like basically bring what Messi brings. Vitor Roque is not going to do that. I think that he's going to be a player that can score the goals that Barcelona have been dying for and take advantage of the opportunities, which is why I do say he's going to complete the squad. If Barcelona stops generating chances, Vitor Roque has no shot. He will not do a single thing for Barcelona in his first 6 months starting in January 2024. But if Barcelona come with the exact same rhythm, same gameplay, same enthusiasm to create, Vitor Roque can be the cherry on top. Barcelona, on the other hand, have to do their part. We need to defend well, create fast ball movement, and obviously create. And if we can do that, Vitor Roque can be that breakout player because he's a big plus in my opinion. He's someone who can press really good and has a lot of energy in the attacking third when we don't have the ball. That is something that we do lack coming from Lewandowski. Lewandowski does not really press. He does not really bring a lot of energy and tries to take the ball away from the opposition, from one of the center backs. Vitor Roque can do that perfectly. Now, one of the things that Vitor Roque probably cannot do compared to Lewandowski is having that acrobatic type of style, right? Like, we're not going to see Vitor Roque do some sort of horizontal scissor kick mid-air. Lewandowski can do that, but Vitor Roque simply just doesn't have that. And it doesn't even matter because I think that he really does depend on ground service, which could be coming from Pedri, and he's very good on 1v1 situations to attack and score his own goals. He's very much like Luis Suarez. He can create goals on his own, and that is exactly what Barcelona do need. So yes, the answer to the question is Vitor Roque can fix the effectiveness problem. Now remember, don't get it confused. I'm not stating here that Vitor Roque can fix Barcelona's overall problem, right? Like carry Barcelona to a Champions League title. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that he can fix the goal scoring problem, and that's about it. Now the question is, by the time we do get into January 2024, is Xavi Hernandez going to have the balls to bench Lewandowski? Because in the past 3 months, even though he has been in a dip in form, he has not been able to bench Lewandowski. And if anything, not even take Lewandowski out early in the game. He gives them all of the games and all of the minutes in the world. And so I hope that Xavi is desperate enough to take out Lewandowski and bring in Vitor. Like, if you're so desperate to be effective, change something. Do a drastic change. Do something that you have never done before. And like, come on, bro. Like, the last time we were ever so excited to bring in a brand new striker, it was like a very long time ago. The last time we saw a real striker come in, it was Luis Suarez back in 2014, and he changed our goal scoring situation. The last time we saw a young Brazilian prodigy, it was back in 2013 with Neymar Jr. Vitor Roque is basically a mix of Suarez and Neymar, if you really think about it. So we can create something really special here. I think that if we can just bring Vitor Roque the correct service, have him fit in at Barcelona in the correct way, he can cause real damage. We have to understand the opportunity that we might have here. Who knows what type of player this guy can become? And so it's going to be up to Barcelona, Xavi, and the staff to get the most out of this Brazilian. No, it is not putting too much pressure on him. To put too much pressure on him is by saying he needs to create for our players, play as a central midfielder sometimes, score goals, score 2 goals per game, bring an assist every other game. Like, no, that's not what we're asking for. We're just asking him to just complete the squad, just score the goals as we do bring in the service in and outside the box. So I am very enthusiastic about his arrival. I think that he will do very well. And so let's see. I'm up for the challenge. I'm up to see what he can do with Barcelona because, man, this Xavi Hernandez need it, and even to save his job. So that is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.